Hello everyone and welcome to Russia, the beautiful place Baikal. It's the deepest lake in the world. We're gonna test how fast is Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk on the ice.
The measurement of the maximum speed will be in a segment 1 km from all 12 km of distance which one needs for acceleration and braking. We're gonna drive in both directions, one way and return. As soon as we left the ice, a grey local car named UAZ flew past, like for a speed record. There is a windy road from November to March here. You can meet anyone on the ice. Meanwhile, it was unusual to drive on the ice. It seemed like we have to drown now. The racing driver and the organizer of the racing days on the ice of Baikal, Andrei Leontiev, met us in the camps. The judge of the racing days warns us, "Be careful, it's very slippery here," he says. The ice in Baikal is so beautiful and looks like glass. There are a lot of tourists from all over the world here. The man on the bicycle from Spain.
It's so cold for you from Spain.
Yes. And I am Spanish of the north.
You will not even drown here, as Anna Burmeister, the local status and ice captain, calms us and explains why. If the ice cracked, even in the 1 square meter around you, you will stay on it, he says. Then we skated on ice on everything that was in our hands. Do you hear the sound of flying plane now? It's Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. In exterior, the Trackhawk differs from the usual Grand Cherokee by the front bumper with a spoiler ground clearance 25 mm less than usual, the hood with air vents and a black diffuser and 2 pairs of exhaust pipes at the back. Inside the sport seats with Alcantara and 3-spoke steering wheel. Under the hood, a 6.2-liter V8 engine with 2 mechanical superchargers and a maximum power of 707 HP in cooperation with 7-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive system quadra-track. The transfer box, full-time without low gearing, transfers the torque on demand. There are 5 dynamic modes here: Auto, Sports, Track, Tow and Snow. By them you can change transmission setting, throttle response, ASP and steering effort. We tested this version in summertime. Jeep was very impressive with sprint from 0 to 100 km/h. It took around 3.9 seconds. We have the same car, only in silver color, on 20-inch disc with Brembo brakes but with winter tires. In the cabin, the leather seats with Alcantara inside as usual in Trackhawk. I drove this car a bit in different modes. I would like to say the Jeep drifts very easy, even with gently work with throttle, steering and brakes. How is possible to drive it at a speed 200 km/h? During the first test I was invited to passenger seat. While I was waiting for Andrei, I paid attention to settings. They were individual, where the suspension was in softest mode. According to the pilot, he has already tested the car on the ice yesterday, and he knows what to do and how to do. We start from 2nd gear. Andrei changed gears at low revs. He is trying to keep the tires grip how possible he could. On the ice, the sprint from 0 to 100 km/h takes a half of minute. So slippery here. At speed of 150 km/h, the car began to shake so hard that the GPS sensor has fallen off, but we're accelerating further. And at only 240 km/h the pilot decided to slow down. The sun melted the ice. It was very slippery. At the first stage of braking, the Andrei used air resistance, then with gear changing down and low engine revs, and used the brakes in final stage only. It is natural ice. We do not make any serious preparation. It's bumpy a little, Andrei says. The next morning, the natural ice pleased its beauty, reflected in the rays of the rising sun. The speed record attempt has to start as early as possible until the ice began to warm up. In the camp, Andrei was at the medical check, the GPS sensor was fixed at the car, judges the target gate and their equipments. The GPS sensors on the Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk fixed a maximum of speed on the ice 280 km per hour. We found the optimal combination of various settings, which allowed us to show on this slippery, with cracked natural ice, the maximum speed only 10 km lower than the maximum speed of Trackhawk on the highway, Andrei says. The results of the maximum speed of all cars were tested during racing days on the Baikal ice. Thanks for watching, subscribe please and see you soon.